Evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to beautiful Lansford, Pennsylvania, and of course, historic Lansford Field here, where tonight the Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes have traveled to meet the Panthers of Panther Valley in one of the older grudge matches, I guess, in history here for Mount Carmel area. We've been playing the Panthers since time began, just about. The Panthers opened up their season last night and took a pretty good last week took a good whipping from Lehighton, which is a kind of a backyard brawl for them. They were paced at 49-0, I think, so they started off not the way they had hoped, and certainly Mount Carmel area, as you all well know, did not start the way they wanted to either, as they lost to Pius X, 19-14. So both teams come in 0-1, uncharacteristic for this matchup, but Mount Carmel area certainly looking to redeem itself, and I'm sure the Panthers, after that beating last week, want to come out and show something too.
Well, listen, this team here, I'll tell you what, as you look across the field, it's an uncharacteristic team. They came in, if you remember, 4 years ago or 5 years ago when we came down here, probably one of the largest teams that we had seen and played against all year long. This year they come in, the size is a lot smaller, the numbers are very small, but I talked to a couple other coaches that had seen preseason games and films and everything, and this team is supposedly a little bit quicker than what they've put on the field in the last few years.
Well, Lehighton manhandled them defensively is what really happened to them last week. The offense never got on track. The Panthers did absolutely nothing, and I mean nothing offensively. They were in low double digits in production offensively last week against the Indians, so certainly they need to step it up a little bit. They have a pretty good quarterback, number 12, Lynn, 5'11", 175 senior, so he's a little bit seasoned, and he's the guy that's going to lead this attack. They also got a guy named John Kohler, number 5. He's the tailback. We should see him start in the backfield. And he's a pretty good tailback. He's a lot like the tailbacks you get used to up here in Lansford and Panther Valley, and Nescahoning area, Summit Hill, in that he's one of those big, rangy guys, you know. They don't have real small tailbacks up here. They got big guys, and he's no exception. So he's going to do a nice job. He comes in at 6 foot. Again, a tall guy, tall for a tailback, but we'll see what he does against Mount Carmel area's defense. Of course, the Red Tornadoes got pushed around a little bit by Pius X. Played overall, I don't think, a bad game. Just came up against a good team, and the consensus, I think, in the end was that they just weren't ready. They weren't psyched. They weren't ready to play that game on the level they needed to be against a quality opponent. So,
well, you know, it's a little tough at this level. You're not talking college kids here. You're talking high school kids, and one thing Coach did mention is that they had the kids cranked up Friday night, and unfortunately, because of the weather and the lightning and everything else, that game was canceled. And it's not an easy task when you're working with young kids like this to get them back up a second time. This is totally a different ball game than the next level, and people have to understand that.
Number 9, Andy Whitecamp for the Tornadoes will tee it up, and we'll kick off to the Panthers to get this game started here. Beautiful evening. The field looks in better shape than it ever has, to tell you the truth, except for the poles. Remember, every time we come up here, you're going to have some pole problems in our camera work, but don't worry, we will get you all the action that needs to be seen here tonight. As Whitecamp now signals that he's ready, and we'll get this ball game underway. Sends it down to number 5. He's the tailback, and 5 takes a nice return. He's up over to 35 to the 37-yard line for the Panthers, and that, of course, is Kohler, the guy that I told you about in the backfield. So 35, Shilohwood on the tackle for the Red Tornadoes.
Am I on? Yeah, I'm on. Kohler last week, who was their main halfback, only had, I think, 42 yards on the night against Lehighton. So
we'll start the game behind the pole just to get ourselves worked up for it as Lynn brings them up. He sends Kohler in motion. That'll leave the fullback in the backfield, Stefanik, number 28. And he's going to be brought down almost immediately in there. Number 69, that's cuffed down there. I saw
21, Matsura.
Matsura,
he's getting up off the bottom.
Matsura somewhat doubtful for the game as of even last night's supper club. Wayne had a calf problem. The coaches were not sure he was going to be ready to play tonight, and they were making contingency arrangements in case he didn't make it. But so far, he's come out and he's playing the football game, so that's good to see. Of course, he had a great football game last week against Pius X. He's one of the guys that had a good game. So Lynn brings him up. Ball's at the 40-yard line or so. He's going to drop back the pass. He hands it off to Kohler on a delay, and Kohler is buried. He's going to be buried back at the 35-yard line. Loss of about 5 yards on the play. Should bring up a 3rd and 13 on the first pass play for the Panthers. Didn't go well, it looked like a pass with a delayed handoff.
We have here the starting lineup defensively. Number 29, defensive end, Dave Buggy. 54, Randy Swank. Number 51, Dave Brown, nose guard. Number 59, Nick Bierster. And the other right end, defensive end, number 69, Nick Cuff.
So Lynn brings him up now. He's got Kohler and Stefanik. And he's going to drop back, and this time he will pass. He's under a lot of pressure. In and out of Kohler's hands, but number 17 for the Panthers picks it up. John Marr, the tight end, and the tight end takes it over the 40-yard line to about the 43. He's going to be short by about 4 yards, and it'll bring up 4th down and 4. And the Panthers will have the first punt of tonight.
Number 41, Justin Leonovich back for the Tornadoes.
Yeah, 27
and
back
27.
there. 27. Timmy Wargo's back there. Stefanik puts it up. It's going to go to Wargo, 27. Got a flag on the play almost instantly. Wargo's going to take it up to the 38-yard line, but I think we're going to be marching back a little bit on that play from where the flag was thrown, Wayne.
Well, the referee's standing right there. 2 defenders did come down and try to pinch in on Leonovich, and it did look like there was some contact from the back by the blocker. So we're going to automatically, here's the first penalty of the game, 15 yards going back, clipping.
So it's going to take the ball back when they're all said and done here. They're sitting about the 38, and they're going to head back inside the 20-yard line to about the 24. I believe that's where he's setting it down at. And it is. Yeah. So it'll be 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes from the Red Tornado 24-yard line, and this is their first offensive series of the evening.
And again, well, the only thing we're looking for right now is a little bit of consistency on offense. We had one good drive last week in the second quarter, if you remember. We just have to start putting some stuff together because we're getting into the meat of the schedule here.
Ball goes to Pilarski, and he's brought down hard right away in the line by the Panthers, number 56, and that's Pete Kraniak. A nice tackle. Game actually lost on the play, really. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 11 as Pilarski didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Nobody touched the linebacker on that play.
No, and in fact, we had a wide open hole. There was some great blocking on the right-hand side there. Nice hole, but nobody blocked the linebacker, and you're right. He came in and made a good tackle.
Pilarski again, this time to the other side. This time he picks up some yardages. He's going to take it up to the 30-yard line. Gain of about 6 on the play. Should bring up a 3rd down and 5 for the Red Tornadoes now.
Setting up the offense here, we got the center, Randy Swank, who's a junior, 69, Nick Cuff, senior, number 51 guard, the other guard, Dave Brown, a junior, 79 to tackle, John Skinner, sophomore, the right tackle, Nick Bierster, senior, number 59, number 6, Vince Senchak, the tight end, and split end, number 1, Matt Medalis. Come back with the backfield in a second.
This time Pilarski follows Lashinsky through the hole. Lashinsky had a nice block, and Pilarski drags him all the way up to the 40-yard line where we 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes. But if you watch that play, and we'll watch the camera to see if we see the replay on that, the fullback really was the guy that made that thing work. He made a nice play on that, Lashinsky. And Mike had a nice game last week. The coaches had also talked about him a little bit last week and said that he had a pretty good game, too, in a losing effort. But
and you're talking about a very good game with somebody with a little experience back in that fullback position.
Yeah. This time it goes to Lashinsky in a quick opener. Lashinsky will take it up over the 40-yard line to about the 43. It'll bring up a 2nd down and about, 2nd down and a long 6.
Going back to the lineup here, number 21, the slot man, Steve Matsura. Again, the fullback, number 45, Mike Lashinsky. And the running back, number 42, Jared Pilarski. With the quarterback, number 8, the junior, Dave Shinsky.
Buggy comes into the ball game at that tight end, and Yasenchak comes out. Ashinsky brings him up. He's got him split right here now, and he's going to pass, and he's looking down there for Matsura, and he has him. Matsura eluded the tackle, and he's going to take the ball into Panther territory at about the 45-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes as they're marching in their opening possession.
Very, very nice pass. And again, we stated this time and time again early in the season, you know, you want to build up confidence in your quarterback. Those nice little flare passes. And what we did that time is we set up trips right, cleared the zone out, and had Stevie Matsura cutting out into the flat there. Nice 10-yard pass, and he picks up a few extra yards for the first down.
Shinsky brings him up. He got Matsura now in motion coming past him. Pass play. He's looking over there for Medalis, and he's got him. Medalis along the side.
Nice move by Medalis.
Medalis will take it down to about the 31-yard line on the Panthers. Another first down, and the Tornadoes look sharp right now in the opening drive, Wayne.
Yeah, some very nice blocking, giving Dave as much time as he needs. And Dave stepping up into the pocket. And both of those passes, as you could see, were right on the money, right on the fingertips, and that's what you want.
Carmel area, a much bigger team than the Panthers, which is unusual for them, but we are a much bigger team across the line. And this time it's going to go to Pilarski. Nifty little cutback. Pilarski's broken loose, and Pilarski's
nice
on his
balance.
feet. Pilarski's all the way
Very
down
nice.
to about the 6-yard line, 7-yard line. 1st and goal from the 7 for the Red Tornadoes, and that time you saw what Pilarski can do for you.
Yeah, you get him out in the open, and he's going to hurt some people. You can see also that he had worked very hard on the off season, and the strength and the balance that he brings.
There, you saw it right there. You
Yep.
see the balance he had there in the replay. Just you thought he was down, and he was able to stumble his way and get himself upright again, and that's a sign of a good back. Lashinsky brings him up, and this time right to Lashinsky, right up the middle. Lashinsky crosses the 5-yard line down to the 4, where it'll be 2nd and goal from the 4.
Some good blocking in the center of that line in that last carry by Jared Pilarski. We had great blocking by 79, the tackle, John Skinner, Nick Cuff, number 69, the guard, left guard, and Randy Swank, the center, with Lashinsky leading up and putting some good hits. Here again now in the center line between Brown and Swank, so Lashinsky can pick up an extra 4 yards.
Pilarski on the cutback, and Pilarski takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Mount Carmel area, and they're out to a quick 6-0 lead at the 5:44 mark here, the first period. And Pilarski did a lot of the grunt work on that drive.
Yeah, between him and Mikey Lashinsky, Mikey picking up there's some of that yardage, and that's what you need. You need that fullback taking a little bit of pressure off of Jared as you're running these series, and it also takes a little bit of pressure off Dave Shinsky too in the passing. You're not forced into throwing a pass on a 3rd down or a long 2nd down.
And Whitecamp puts it up, and it's no good. He got it just off to the left of the goal. I thought he had it in there. It was fluttering there, but Whitecamp misses the extra point attempt, so the score will remain Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes 6, the Panthers of Panther Valley 0, with the Red Tornadoes about to kick off.
And that's what they needed. The first drive, you take the ball over. The defense does what they have to do. They stop the Panthers. The Panthers punted the ball. And don't forget, they started down around the 24-yard line on this drive and had a nice drive all the way down the field to score. And that's what we need right now, builds up confidence in this team.
So Whitecamp gets ready to tee it up. And Mount Carmel area now a little bit more confident than they have been since the season began, I'm sure. And then I think they were as much mad at themselves as they were anything else last week. You know, again, we played a good team. Rath was an excellent. We won't see a tailback as good as Rath the rest of the season.
No,
and that's something we need to look at now. But still in all, a defeat that's going to leave a little bit of a taste in our mouth, I think, and you're going to see us trying to get rid of it by doing this as Kohler picks the ball up down around the 10-yard line. And Kohler's going down big time. Number 30 was the first guy to get to him, Mark Kovaleski.
Mark Kovaleski. 48 was another one, Pete Kulik. In on that tackle, number 35, Robbie Shivelhood.
Ball's out right at the 20-yard line where it's 1st and 10 for the Panthers. And we'll see what they can do. They did not do much on their first offensive series. Again, I'm just surprised by how small they are this year.
Yeah.
Very small front line on both offense and defense as Lynn brings them up. He's got Stefanik at that fullback position. And he's going to go to Kohler. And Kohler's got some room this time as Kohler gets free, and Medalis gives him a good tackle, but not before he hits the 30-yard line where it's a 1st and 10. Gain of about 12 on the play for Kohler. Medalis, a sure tackle that time. He nailed him when he got to him.
You know, Medalis is the free safety back there, and basically that's his job. He wants to stop anybody from getting back behind him on pass plays, but also he's a safety valve. He's got to stop any deep runs like that one.
Let me put Kohler in kind of motion there. He's going to come out. We just leave Stefanik, and it's going to go to Stefanik, and Stefanik is buried.
Don't think so.
Brown buries him.
Swanky, number 54.
54 comes off the bottom down there. So,
and it looked like Brown read that play the whole way. He got up in position, he got into the hole, and he actually maneuvered himself over to the left because that's where the running back was at.
So he loses a yard on the play. The big fullback loses a yard, and then it'll go back to about the 31, just over to 30, where it's 2nd down and 11 now for the Panthers. This time he brings them up in a trips formation. He's out to the right side. He's got 3 receivers, and the fullback remains in the backfield. And he wants to pass. He looks for Kohler, and he gets him. But he's going to go down quick there. Number 41, Justin Leonovich, tackles him. A flag goes down, and I believe that's going to be an inadvertent face mask call.
Probably, yeah.
But Leonovich all over the play. Actually, the play lost yardage. But there'll be a personal foul on it. We'll see what they mark off on it.
Okay, getting back to the defense, I did get the defensive line announced here. Number 21, the linebacker, Steve Matsurich Jr. Number 6, Vince Yasenchak, a senior. The corner, number 3, John Dowers, a junior. Jared Pilarski. The other cornerback, number 42, 41, Justin Leonovich. He's the strong safety. And, of course, number 1, Matt Medalis, a senior, who is the free safety.
So the penalty takes the ball up to the Panther 44 where it's 1st and 10 as Lynn brings them up. Lynn's back to pass again. He's looking downfield. He throws it right to Medalis. He was trying to hit Kohler, but Medalis' first interception of this young season, and he was in perfect position, but Kohler either wasn't in the right spot or Lynn just overthrew him.
Yeah, I don't know what the quarterback was looking at there.
There you'll see it look downfield that Kohler sees. He only had one guy down there, Kohler, that he was aiming at, and Medalis all over it for the interception. And Mount Carmel will take over on downs or on the interception. Ball sitting at the 48-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. There are 3 minutes and 52 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Time we come out of split backfield. Going to take Wargo in motion a little bit here. And the ball's going to go to Matsura, I believe. Yes. Matsura takes it up over the 50-yard line down to the Panther 47-yard line where it's 2nd down and about 5.
Yeah, we see Matsura, and we've seen him last week. He ran from the slot position, a few different inside slant plays back into the center of the field. And at this point now he's running at the, he ran at the tailback position there.
So Pilarski in the backfield along with Matsura. Matsura in that fullback spot, and Pilarski's going to get the call. Pilarski's got some running room. Pilarski's free, and Pilarski's going to score a 47-yard scamper for number 42 for the Red Tornadoes, Jared Pilarski, and he's putting on a show here in the first quarter, Wayne.
Yeah, I'll tell you, there's the proof there of what Jared brings onto the field. And again, Jared is another one that needs the experience in these varsity games. Even though he's a senior, he needs to be able to take a hit, see what a hit is like and everything else. And you can see exactly what Jared brings in the last from the 30-yard line, and there was nobody that was getting close to him.
Whitecamp puts it up, and again, he's fluttered it a little bit, but I think he put it over. He did. Yep. It's hard to tell when he kicks them so high like that. But he makes the extra point, so at the 3:08 mark, and here you see the touchdown on the replay, Wayne. And look at him coming right at you. Yep. Look at the hole. And Pilarski makes a great cut. And once he makes that cut down the sidelines, nobody's going to catch him. Yeah, it's as simple as that.
Yeah, you can see him kicking it into gear there to pick up a little bit extra distance between him and any other defender that was there. But you talk about some blocking on the right-hand side of that line with Dave Brown, number 51, Nick Bierster, 59, and number 6, Vince Jusenchak, man. They just put a hole in there that you could drive a truck through, as they say.
Yeah. We can't say that we could have run through anymore because we couldn't have.
True.
I mean, a hole just isn't that big enough. But it was a nice hole, and we look much more crisp on offense than we certainly did last week, and we're playing with a little bit of pop, more importantly.
Yes.
You know, that's what I don't think we saw last week was that dimension of the game. Whitecamp tees it up, and he's getting ready to kick it down. He's got Stefanik and Kohler down deep for him down there. They're sitting about the 10-yard line. This one he pooches a little bit. He's going to go to a short guy, number 17, one of the short backs up there, John Marr, and he's brought down there by number 31 for the Red Tornadoes, Damian Chicatano.
Yeah, but number 30, Mark Kovaleski, again in on a tackle. And, Kovaleski showed us a little bit last year, if you remember some of the games that he was in. He carrying the ball and playing good defense. And now you see him in on specialty teams, and he reminds you of Matsuura last year, and like the Mickey Moreau's type, that he's around the ball wherever it hits.
Lynn brings him up. This one's going to go to Kohler in the deep back position, and Kohler's brought down almost immediately. That's Cuff down there that tripped him up along with Jusenchak. And he'll pick up about 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 8 for the Red Tornadoes.
Nice play by Cuff. I'll tell you what, Kohler didn't make a move towards the outside and tried to break it on the sideline a little bit, and Cuff lunged at him, and you can see how strong Cuffy is. He hit him only with his arm and tripped him up and brought him down.
Stepped on the cord there and almost knocked the whole headset out. That was a pretty classy move.
Now we got a pole here.
Oh, do we ever. Split backfield as Lynn goes back, and he's going to hand it to Kohler, and Kohler's going to be buried down there. That's Brown in there right away.
Yeah.
Brown penetrated, saw the play, and they run that play several times. It is not done well on either of those 3 times they've run it. So it's going to be a loss on the play of about 3 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd down now and 11 for the Panthers. 1:58 remaining here in the first quarter of play. Just an absolutely beautiful night, Wayne. No humidity, crisp and clear, almost kind of like an October night now. But great playing field conditions. Nice crowd from the Red Tornadoes. They've once again a sea of red here in front of us. An obvious pass play here for the Panthers, and I'm sure Lynn's going to be looking around, and he is, but he's in trouble almost immediately. And I don't know where his receiver was. He had no receiver out there. Number 51 for the Red Tornadoes, Dave Brown, all over him.
We have some stunning going on down there in the middle between Brown. We have number 79, John Skinner, and you have to sort of look at some of these numbers on these boys. John Skinner is only a sophomore.
Yeah.
And he's 6'5", 265 pounds, and he's doing an excellent job. He's in there on offense and defense, and I'll tell you what, for a sophomore, he's playing some good football too.
Flag on the play, but against the Panthers, Mount Carmel area declines the penalty, and that'll put number 28 back there for the Panthers, John Stefanik, to punt. And he's putting down in there to Wargo, and who's on the other side? Who's on the other side, Wayne? Lashinsky?
Leonovich.
Leonovich picks it up. He's going to have to reverse field a little bit, and he's not going to do it. He's going to go down inside the 20-yard line and about the 19 where the Red Tornadoes will take over. 1st and 10. The kick went past both of them. He did the smart thing and picked it up before it rolled any further down there. But by that time, no room to run. So
again, Leonovich, we're playing with some young kids there. Yeah, Leonovich is another sophomore, 5'10", defense and offense, 190 pounds. So he gives Lashinsky some rest. We saw last week coming in at that fullback blocking position.
We got Lashinsky and Pilarski in back as we go back to pass on 1st down. He looks over and he's got Wargo wide open. And Wargo continues to pound for yardage, and he'll take it all the way up to the 35-yard line where it's 1st and 10.
Some good blocking in the center of that line. In fact, the 2 halfbacks, the fullback Lashinsky and Matsuura, had nobody to block. There was not Matsuura, but Pilarski had nobody to block that time. Dave just stepped up into the pocket. But the nice thing about that is after the ball was caught, what you noticed was a little stutter step.
You see how he made the move there.
A little stutter step that froze the defensive man, picked up an extra 5 yards just on that move.
So it was a quick opener in there, and Lashinsky, the fullback, and look at him pound his way through there. Up over the 40-yard line, out to about the 43-yard line. He's going to bring up a 2nd down and 2 as he picks up 8 yards on the play, and that's hard-nosed running there.
And that's what you like in a fullback. And Coach was telling us that's one of the things that Mike has now brought to the field is that tough, hard-nosed running that once you're hit once or twice, going through the line, he doesn't stop. He keeps his legs going, and he's looking for that extra yardage.
Right up the middle again, the fullback, and this time I believe it's Matsura, correct? Yes, yep. Matsura. Matsura takes it up very close to the first down. He's short by about a half a yard, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the first quarter of play here in Lansford, Pennsylvania, with the score: Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes 13, the Panthers of Panther Valley 0. Take a moment to remind you that you are watching WKMC TV, the broadcast arm of Mount Carmel Area High School, broadcasting directly from the campus at Mount Carmel area. We are an instructional fixed television service, and you catch us every Wednesday night, 8 p.m., Channel 13, courtesy of the Service Electric Cable System. Remember, WKMC TV is also live in the morning at 7:30 a.m. on every school day. Turn to Channel 13 at 7:30, and you will see all you need to know and see about Mount Carmel area on a daily basis. So don't forget to tune in there if you get a chance. You'll see some fabulous camera work and some great production work by these young people here that run this operation. They truly are amazing. I will say it always, and I'll never be able to stop saying it because I think they just get better and better. They really do an outstanding job. And I think you see it every time you turn the TV on and watch something that they're doing. It's as good as you're going to get.
Well, I'll tell you how good it is. When we go to Allentown, or Allentown comes up in this area, we tape it, and they run it on their station down in the Allentown area.
Right.
They don't even send their guys out.
Nope. No, that's it. There's just never going to be enough we can say about how well they do. They flip sides here. It wasn't much of a walk. Just crossed over the 50-yard line down to the 45-yard line, where Mount Carmel area is going to start it with a 3rd and 1 here. And this time Shinsky barrels over the 45-yard line. In fact, Shinsky picked up about 3 yards on the play for the first down. The ball sitting now in Mount Carmel territory at the 47-yard line.
Again, it looks like a totally different team out here tonight. A little more intense. Right on cue with everything, and a lot sharper than what they. A
lot of movement on the offensive line. You're seeing a lot of movement, a lot of straightforward push that we hadn't seen. And stop a play here a minute, and we'll see what we're doing here. And it's, I don't know, what is that?
Panther Valley timeout.
I never saw one done that way before. So the Panthers call a timeout. I'm not sure they were short. Well, they were short a guy. Yeah. Stefanik trots onto the field along with the coach. I'm sure had a few words for him as they were running out there. It's like, where were you and why aren't you out here? So a timeout by the Panthers here at the 11:39 mark of the second quarter. Supper Club last night, ladies and gentlemen, we had another great crowd, great time. Coach was fantastic. I'm telling you what, I mean, there's a loss. People had questions. People, wanted to know this and that. He was patient. He listened to every single question. He answered them perfectly. His demeanor was fantastic. I mean, really, I think I said to him when we left, I said, I think I saw more of you in defeat than I ever did in victory. And I can't give him more of a compliment than that. I truly was amazed at him. He knew exactly what it was. He tried to explain, and he did explain that we're looking at young kids, some kids with not a lot of experience. We hit a good team at a bad time, and we ended up losing the game. It's not the end of the world, certainly. We're past it now. We're playing Panther Valley, and we got a whole bunch of games left down the line. So he did all the right things there, and I'm proud of him. Pilarski again running loose there, and he just gets dragged down at the last second down there. That's number 8 for the Panthers, Trevor Krisak. Had Krisak not drug him down, it was another run to the goal line. So picks up 2 on the play, 2nd down and 8 for the Tornadoes.
Good block again by the fullback. I'm starting to be impressed there. I'm going to watch Mike Lashinsky a little bit more as these games go on, but I'll tell you what, he's up there, he's blocking the defensive end, and Pilarski's cutting right off his back.
Pass play out to Dallas. It's tipped at the line of scrimmage. So it'll fall incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7 now. 3rd down and 8, actually, for the Red Tornadoes as they tipped the ball at the line of scrimmage. It was headed from Dallas. And he was open, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, just a quick pass again. That's all we're looking for out here. Looking for little hook patterns, a little bit of slant back to the outside, flare passes, so on and so forth. And what that does, again, it gives Dave Shinsky a lot of confidence. You're putting it out there, you're getting your timing down correct.
You guys are getting some great instant replays here, too. You're seeing all the action close up here. Shinsky back to pass again. He hands off quick to Pilarski. Pilarski runs into the referee, and he still makes the 1st down and then some as he travels into Panther territory, and he's down at the 38-yard line of the Panthers. Another good run by Pilarski as he scoots through the middle of the line.
That was a delayed handoff there. It looked like a pass play, but I'll tell you what, for Pilarski to get out as far as he did, again, you have to go down into that center of the line. Number 79, John Skinner. 69, Nick Cuff. Number 54, Randy Swank. Dave Brown, number 51, Nick Bierster, 59, and number 6, the tight end, Vince Yasenchak. They set up, look like a pass play, and all of a sudden you have to blow a hole open there for Pilarski.
Shinsky gets him set. He got 2 guys in motion, and we're in serious trouble here as both Wargo, number 27, and 3, Johnny Dara, went in motion on the same play. I knew we were going to be in trouble there because both of them were antsy before the play got running. So
the thing was that John was sort of shadowing what Wargo was doing, hoping that the referee wouldn't see him. That doesn't happen too often, though.
Is the stadium on fire, do you think, or what?
I don't know.
What the heck happened here all of a sudden?
I thought your deodorant was giving up. I have no idea.
You smell that, though. That's a horrible smell. Hope that's not coming from the concession stand. My goodness. So 1st and 15 now. We're going to hand it to Pilarski, and he takes a head on it and just keeps on churning there. Oh, my goodness. Number 52 for the Panthers, Frank Marr, but Frank Marr paid the price for taking Pilarski down as he whacked him. Ooh, that had to be painful. A gain of 2, it'll bring up 3rd and 13.
And, watching
2nd and 13.
Watching it through the binoculars, you could see Pilarski seeing that linebacker come up into that position, and you could see he took 3 steps and put his head down and exploded as soon as they made contact, and that is the reason why Pilarski knocked him back.
So 2nd and 13 now as Shinsky gets him set, and he's talking to Wargo down there. Pass play, and he's got Medalis open down at the 30-yard line. Going to be short of the 1st down by about 2 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and 2 for the Tornadoes. But again, crisp passing now by Shinsky tonight.
I'll tell you what. You see what the blocking does for the quarterback, for Dave. Lashinsky took on the one end, and Pilarski took the other end on over here, and that's because they were in a full-out tilt blitz. And Dave just stepped up in between them right into the pocket and pinpoint passing.
This time right up the middle goes the fullback, and that's Mansour. And we'll see where they place it. I don't think he got it. He didn't. It's going to bring up 4th down and about 1. Actually less than 1 now for the Red Tornadoes. And I'm telling you, Wayne, something's on fire here.
Well, you know what? I wonder if that, remember, we were delayed coming through Tamaqua with the fire on the main street there, all the fire trucks out and everything else. And I'm wondering if it's not coming up through the valley now.
Well, that could be. I mean, look at this. You got smoky. It's cloudy here all of a sudden. You can smell it. My goodness. Official timeout on the field here as we have an equipment or a player hurt on the far side. It's a player down, in fact, now. So a small timeout on the field. This stadium is always amazing, isn't it? We've been coming here for how long here? This thing just keeps on going, I'll tell you. They redid the roof a couple of years back over on the home stand, and that's the one good thing it has going for it. It actually has a roof over it on the home side, so if it's raining or anything, they're fairly comfortable still. But the field probably in better condition than we've seen in a long time up here. This is a field that was noted for being rocky and dirty all the time. You're always kind of mucking around in the dirt. but it looks like a nice carpet out there tonight. They did a real nice job up here. So the injured player is being taken off the field. That's number 56 for the Panthers, Pete Krajnak. Good call. Do we use J or we don't use the? We'll just say Krajnak. It sounds better. So 4th down and less than 1. We quarterback sneak. Kaczynski still on his feet, still on his feet. Easily gets the first down and then some down to the 26-yard line of the Panthers, where the Red Tornadoes will have it 1st and 10.
Right, take a look. Nick Cuff, Brown, and Swank were 5 yards downfield. They had a wedge built, and Dave just snuck in right behind them.
Now, the defensive tackle over there is just 200 pounds. Number 51, Sean Boston. He's one of their better players. He's 265. Now, he's a big one, but he's 6'1". He's kind of a stocky big one. Nobody real tall and big at the same time. As Pilarski now is going to come to the left. He turns the corner.
Got a nice
block. My goodness, look at that person. Boom! Oh, yeah. Pilarski levels the guy at the goal line. And that was Lynn, the quarterback, as he pounces in. And just like that, it's now Mount Carmel area 19, the Panthers 0 at the 8:02 mark of the second period. And that was just tough running. Fast running and then tough running.
Yeah, some great blocking there. For the student body. It was just a pitch out to Pilarski. Here's the ball. We're going to put everybody in front of you. Pick your lane and take it. And I'll tell you what, Cuffey just nailed and labeled somebody as he pulled and came through there.
So Whitecamp will tee it up here and go for the extra point. Ooh, and this one's a lot different than the other ones. He didn't get it, but he rifled it. I'll say that for him. As he misses the second extra point of the evening here, as this is his first time on an away field kicking extra points. So the score will remain Mount Carmel area 19, the Panthers 0. But all in all, a very good effort here so far early in the second quarter of this game by the Red Tornadoes.
Yeah, good. Some good blocking, and as we stated, it's the downfield aggressiveness that we need tonight. We have to start, getting into that mode because, as everybody knows, now we start picking up from the third game on the meat of this schedule. And you're talking about a tough game next week and the following week in Shamokin and in Allentown and so on and so forth. So, we really they have to really get in gear just about from day one, from game number 1.
So Whitecamp will tee it off against Stefanik and Kohler. Back deep, sitting at the 10-yard line for Whitecamp. A short kick on his last attempt. This one is not going to be shorter. It's going to go right down to about the 14-yard line where Kohler is going to bring it up for the Panthers. And Kohler gets all the way out to about the 34-yard line where the Panthers will take it 1st and 10.
And guess who made the tackle?
Tell me who.
Again, number 30, Kovaleski. I say he's starting to get into that mold,
the Lentini mold.
Yeah, you get that one kid, man. He's down there. He's the kamikaze. He's just taking everybody out, and he wants the ball. You got the ball, I want it. And we kicked off now 3 times, 4 times, and he's been in on a tackle each time.
Well, Lynn brings him up. He's got a split backfield back there. He fakes it to Kohler, and he goes with Stefanik. Stefanik will gain a yard on the play. He's brought down in there by
Mitsura, number 21.
And number 29 down there for the Red Tornadoes, Buggy. Buggy had a nice hit on him too down there. So a gain of a yard brings up 2nd down and 9 for the Panthers. And Mount Carmel area is very stingy right now on defense.
Well, now we got number 87, Rich Greco. Who is a sophomore, 6'2", 215 pounds, a tight end now, or the defensive end.
Long count by Lynn, and he's going to go back to pass, and Greco's right in his face. And he got it out to Stefanik, but couldn't hold on. Greco made that play, and that Lynn had to throw it a little bit differently than he had hoped to try to get over the big rangy defensive end down there for the Red Tornadoes.
Yeah, and you see, that's what Greco brings to the field now. He brings some heights to him. He took on the lead blocker there, and the quarterback had to throw the ball over. And the timing's not right when you force the quarterback to do that. Number 1, Medalis comes out. He jammed a hand or a finger or something like that. We have looks like John Dara playing free safety now.
3rd and 10 now for the Panthers. Lynn's going to keep it, and he's going to look to pass. He's trying to set up a screen pass, which was to go to Kohler. Now, Kohler caught it, and actually Kohler caught it and enough for the first down as he takes it up to the 47-yard line of the Panthers. And it looked like a screen pass, but it wasn't because he was too deep and he didn't have any blockers.
Yeah, and in fact, he was over on the right hash mark. That was you talk about a long screen pass. That was in the air a long time. Number 31, Damian Chicatano, is now in the game playing that strong corner, or that right corner position on defense.
Well,
so we got a few more names, a few different names in here, a few different numbers.
Rare first down now for the Panthers so far this evening. They have not moved the ball well at all.
Playing the left corner here is number 32, Ben Hynoski.
Traditional I-back formation now, and it'll go to Kohler as he tries to get around the end, and that's a no-no. Greco stopped the play to begin with. Swank finished the play, but Greco really was all over that play, turned him around, and once he turned around, it was over. So nice play by both Greco and Swank over there on the left side of the line for the Red Tornadoes.
I'll tell you what, Ed, I'm impressed, number one, with some of the size of these younger kids that we're seeing already this year. And not only that, just a short amount of time that they've been on the field last week and this week. I'm impressed with the way they're playing. Yeah, absolutely.
They do look night and day today. They're really popping people out there today. So second down now and about 15. There was a 5-yard loss on that last play. And Lynn's going to look to throw the ball, and he's got two guys deep. And that was number 8, and I don't think he caught it. No. I don't think he caught the ball. Number 8 down there, Trevor Kryzak, but I don't think he caught it. We'll take a look at the replay here, and we'll see if we can see it any better, but I do not think that ball got in his hands before it hit the ground.
It's a little tough even from this angle. It's not a close-up.
Yeah, you can't see too far.
Close-up shot, you really can't see it.
But nonetheless, the ball's down in Mount Carmel area Red Tornado territory, down at the 33-yard line, the deepest penetration of the evening for the Panthers.
That's what you call the home field advantage.
It definitely was. I just don't think he did. I'd have to see that close up to really make that call again. This time right up the middle, he tries to hit that left side. And Stefanik, the number 28, was the fullback on the quick opener, but he's going to.
Matsur's
coming up there.
Yeah,
Brown's coming off that
Greco
foul.
came off from his defensive end position. Here's Buggy's back in again.
And Greco comes off, and Greco had a nice series there.
Yes,
he really did. He was all over the place. So gain a yard on that play. It'll bring up a second down and 9 now for the Panthers at the 4:53 mark of the second quarter.
Yeah, we're giving Swank a break here. Bring John Skinner into that tackle position.
And you also got Bagashinsky down there, too. Looks like the big guy, number 63. Tom Bagashinsky, 6'5", 270 pounds. And take a good look at him. He's playing with a broken hand or finger. He has a pin put in his hand. Ooh. But is going to play. Said it was his senior year and said pretty much I got to cut my hand off, and even then I'll probably play. So they put a cast on it. They did the usual thing of padding it up. And he's playing ball tonight, so hats off to the big guy. But again, it would take pretty much a truck to stop him from coming out and playing. So a lot of new faces here as Coach Brennan moves people in and out of the lineup and gives everybody a rest. And, of course, pretty much in control of the game. This is the only penetration, the only threat the Panthers have mounted so far this evening. And their ball sitting at the 32-yard line or so, where it's still second and 9. So they'd dearly like to capitalize on this in the waning moments here of the second quarter, maybe get some points on the board. The only way they're going to stay in the game, I think, is to do that. Otherwise, this game could get away from them pretty quickly. Split backfield. He brings the split end in motion there. That's Jakovic. And he was heading down there for number 17 is where he was trying to hit him, John Marr, but he missed.
Yeah, Jared was down there defending number 6. Vinci Senchek from his linebacker position smelled that one out, and he was back. And number 31, Damian Chicatano, he was back in the position also.
So it brings up a third down and 9 now for the Panthers on the broken up pass play. And we'll see what Mr. Lynn, the quarterback, has in store for us here. I almost got to guarantee they're going to go to the air. They have not had much success on the ground right now.
Yeah, number 32 comes in that right corner position for Pilarski, Ben Hynoski.
So he has an I-back formation there with Kohler in the I-back. And he's going to hand it to Kohler. And no, it's a reverse. I'm sorry, reversed it. Number 3 with the football down there for the Panthers. And that's Chris Parambo. Parambo did not get enough for the first down, though. It's going to bring up a 4th down now and about 1. 4th and 1.
Yeah, Matsura followed him the whole time. Apparently that was a key. He saw the motion, and Matsura cut across from his linebacker position and forces him out of bounds after about a 9-yard pickup.
He just barely got around Cuff on the play, and that's where he picked up some yardage. Cuff just had a piece of his shirt there, but couldn't bring him down. So a nice reverse play inside there for the Panthers, and it brings up a big 4th and looks like now 2 as they placed it down and marked it. It's a very long one, almost 2 yards to go. And the Panthers go for it as Lynn sets himself up there, and we'll see what he calls. And he's going to call a pass play, and that's going to be complete. And it is Hajnowski on the stop finally, but that's number 21, Justin Jakowicz for the Panthers, and he brings the ball down and has a first down now. It's 1st and 10 down at the Mount Carmel area, 13-yard line.
I'll tell you what, dangerous area to be throwing the ball in the center of the field. You had Vince Senchak pedaling back, and he got up and tipped the ball. He did get a hand on it, but it was caught.
So the Panthers threatening here at the 4:15 mark of the second quarter down at the Mount Carmel area 13-yard line. And this time we hand it to the fullback, Stefanik, and Stefanik picks up some yardage as he crosses over the 10-yard line just inside. We'll see where they mark it to see. Yeah, just inside the 10-yard line. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and about 6. 7. That's 7.
It was like a delayed to the fullback too, and it was like a delayed. It looked like it was a motion, a sweep to the right, and all of a sudden the fullback cut straight up and as a straight dive play.
And pitches it out to Kohler. A nice play. He's going to be brought down there, and a nice tackle by Hajnowski. And number 31 down there for Chicatano. But a nicely designed play that time. And he took the ball down to about the 6-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 3. Let's say 3rd and 3. Looks like it's hard to tell when they get further down from us. We're not high enough to get a real good look at the ball placement. But 3rd and 3 now for the Panthers at the Mount Carmel area 6-yard line. 2 minutes and 56 seconds remaining here in the second quarter of play.
Well, that's one way you try to nullify the aggressiveness of the defensive backs or the defensive ends, that by pitching out a quick pitch and run around them.
Penalty, and that's a crucial penalty for the Panthers. It'll back them up 5 yards, and it'll put them back at the 11-yard line, where it'll now be 3rd and 8, and that's a killer penalty when you're down that close. That'll give a coach gray hairs or no hair, one or the other.
It's just anticipation.
Yeah.
You just get a little excited up there.
Well, it was a hard count.
Close.
Did you see the hard count by Lynn there? You can tell that he had a hard count, but the only one he fooled was his own guy on that one. So a big 3rd down play for the Panthers in what looked like an easier play, and a march into the end zone now got much tougher. Clock is still running now at the 2:18 mark as Lynn brings them up. Long count, and he's going to go back to pass, and he looks downfield, and he's got his guy down there. He was well covered, but he's a tall guy. Number 17 for the Panthers comes down, and that's John Marr. Marr takes it down to about the 2-yard line, and I believe that's going to be a first down.
Yeah.
It is. First and goal for the 2 for the Panthers.
I'll tell you what, he was really rushed, and they're only looking right now is not to set back in the pocket or anything. All they're doing is he's going back 3 steps, and he's looking for a receiver. Matsura, played a great defensive play. He dropped back into his zone right away and almost made the play. Medalis and John Dare came up and made a crunching tackle on the receiver.
So here they go. They're going to line it up with 1:41 left. A little less than 2 yards to the goal line for the Panthers. He puts Kohler in motion, leaves the fullback, and the fullback's going to lose a yard on the play. He lost a yard in the play as Matsura was the first to hit him, and we'll see who stands up there with him is
Buggy, number 29.
Buggy. Yeah, Buggy and Matsura, and they're going to push that ball back now to the 2-yard line where it's going to be 2nd and 2.
And you see, again, there's the aggressive play by the defensive end, just crashing down the line, and all they want to do is they want to get to the ball carrier on that quick dive play to stop him at the line of scrimmage.
An odd play at the goal line when you take the only other blocker out of the backfield, though.
Right.
He didn't do anything when they put him in motion like that. Now they split the backfield. You got Kohler kind of in that standing position, and he's going to keep it, the quarterback keeper, and he's going to put it into the end zone, and he does as he slips around the right side there to the left defensive side of Mount Carmel area, and the Panthers have put themselves on the scoreboard here at the 49-second mark of the second quarter. It is now Mount Carmel area 19, the Panthers 6, and they're going to line up for the extra point, and they use number 66 in the lineup to do that. Aaron Vaklovic, he's 6'4", 205 pounds. He's one of the taller kickers you're going to see out there. Of course, we also have one out there tonight. He puts it up, and he did not get it. I saw the guy in the back raise his hand. I thought the referee did, but no. So at the 49-second mark, the score remains Mount Carmel area 19, the Panthers 6. And that was an impressive drive by Panther Valley.
Well, it was an impressive drive, but you have to remember that long pass play that put the ball down around the 20-yard line was definitely questionable.
That he may or may not caught.
Right, that he may or may not have caught it. But again, I'll tell you what, you have to give the Panthers a lot of credit. It was a good drive from where they took the ball over and moved it down, and it was a good call at the end there that the quarterback keeper, he faked both ways to the two halfbacks, and that's who you're looking for. You're looking for the halfback or the fullback to carry that ball down in that red zone, especially being on the 2-yard line, and never the quarterback to keep it and run it in.
So Vaklovic will tee it up there. He's going to kick it down to Pilarski in the middle. He's got Wargo on one side. And who's he got on the other side, Wayne? I'm having trouble seeing that number. 32. He's got Hinoski down there.
And you talk about some speedsters. These three are the guys.
Well, they're not going to see it as he kind of squib kicks it down there.
I
think we fumbled it, actually. I don't think anybody was prepared for that kick, and he fumbled it. He got it. He had it in his hands. And we got it. Okay. So he recovered it. Nice play down there. I believe that's Greco down there that recovered the fumble.
Yep, 87.
So Mount Carmel dodged a little bit of a bullet there at the 44-second mark, and they'll take over 1st and 10. Ball sitting just over the 35-yard line at the 37. I didn't see most of that play because it happened directly back of the pole again.
Yeah, the ball went up on the left-hand side of the pole and went down on the right.
Yeah, I mean, my goodness. How do you stay in front of a pole like that for that long on a play? Shinsky drops it back. He's under a lot of pressure. Shakes one guy, shakes another guy. And there he's got Matsura. Matsura kind of runs into his block. Oh! And Matsura almost gets by. Pilarski put a nice block downfield down there.
On two guys, number 8 and number 12. You're right.
Yep. He almost split those guys.
Dave Shinsky back in shotgun that time. And, shotgun, you'd think it'd give him a little bit of time, a little extra time that he can look over. That time, Shinsky was under a lot of pressure right off the get-go when the ball was centered back. He makes a very nice play to elude the tackle and come back up close to the line of scrimmage when he throws the ball. Matsura and Pilarski, as you saw, were standing in the same area, wide open. I mean, they were in the prevent defense, and nobody was around the two of them.
You saw that. You saw Pilarski at the end of that play there in the replay, as he made a nice block. I mean, he saw what he needed to do. He split the two, and then they just barely tripped Matsura up, where he was gone for a touchdown. We have a timeout on the field right now. There's 32 seconds remaining here in the ball game. It's 1st and 10. The ball sitting on the Panther 39-yard line after the big pass play.
But you see a little bit movement there, even by Dave Shinsky. Boy, I'll tell you what, some quick feet getting back, feeling the pressure coming from the opposite side and getting away from it. And actually, at the same time of trying to elude the defender, you're looking downfield trying to find the open man.
One disturbing moment we have seen this half is that Yasenchak has been out of the game for a while. Both doctor and trainer have been talking to him, and I'm not sure what he's done, but he has not played for a while now, and he's now sitting on the bench. As Shinsky looks downfield, he's got Pilarski, and just on the other side of Pilarski as he threw it down there. But I'm not sure what happened with Yasenchuk, but certainly he doesn't look like he's going back into the game, at least for the remainder of this half, as he's sitting on the bench, helmet off, and he's surrounded by both trainers and Doc Greco. So a little bit of concern there as the all-state candidate at linebacker isn't in the game.
And one thing you do notice, though, is that they do have him taped to the bench, that he can't get up and get in on his own.
The only way he's not going to go in there, I guess. It's second down and 10 now for the Red Tornadoes. Ashinsky's in that shotgun formation. He has Pilarski next to him. Pilarski's going to look for anybody that's going to give him trouble as he fires it down. He was looking at Medalis down there. And it's a penalty. So we'll slow down and start all over again. Probably 5 yards on the Red Tornadoes, I'm sure.
Motion.
So the ball's going to go out to the 44-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and 15.
And that's a good call, especially because we put trips right. And you take a look at the defensive setup for the Panthers. They shifted everybody in the defense over in that direction. And there was a delayed halfback, delayed handoff to Pilarski. And they were opening up a hole to the left-hand side of the offensive line. So if Pilarski would have gotten through, he was gone.
Shotgun again. Shinsky's going to look around. He's got some time now. Fires downfield at Medalis in the middle of the field. Medalis takes it down to about the 29-yard line or so. Just short of the first down.
I think you're right. Either that or wherever they mark it, it's going to be close.
He actually gave him a better mark than I thought, and he did. He got it. I didn't think he got the mark at first. Timeout, Red Tornadoes now. 12 seconds remaining here in the half, and they'll try to put one in the end zone here and see if they can't get a quick score. But I didn't think he had gotten that far, Wayne, when he went down.
Well, I think it was the second effort that Medalis or Matsur, leaning a little bit. They didn't. There was no question about that. They didn't even call for the sticks to measure that off. Again, you take a look at the shotgun formation. We've run it now about 6 times. You see a little bit of pressure coming in on Dave in that shotgun position, and we're setting that up, the shotgun, to give him some extra time to look over all the receivers. But I think what's happening is they're blitzing someone. They have to be, for them to be wide open.
Now the Panthers were Shinsky almost brought down. He spins away. He's going to let it loose into the end zone, and he does. And I thought Matsura was going to come down with it. 2 seconds left now. I thought he was going to come down.
Wow.
That was a bullet into the end zone.
Now watch Dave. Dave's falling down. He's going backwards when he throws this ball. He's not even coming forward. A little motion to the front. Look at a little motion to the front. And I'll tell you what, that would have been a touchdown because Matsura was behind all the defenders.
Yep, there you saw. He just broke the pass up on the replay, but you're right. A good effort by Shinsky that time to get the ball off and to do so with such velocity when he did. 2nd and 10 now, 2 seconds. Last play of the half coming up. And he's going to go down. He's going to go down in a pile down there as he's sacked. And that will end the first half of play here in Lansford with Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes in the lead, 19-6 over the Panthers of Panther Valley. We'll be back shortly with the halftime stats. Okay, gang, we're here at Kibitzin in the stands here and almost missed the start of the second half, but we're back here in Lansford, getting ready to start this second half of play. Mount Carmel area ahead, of course, 19-6. And Wayne, what does Jose's stats tell us about this first half of play?
Jose down there, he just scribbles anything down. I don't know. Again, you don't know where he comes up with the numbers, especially when you look at his sheet down there. But in the rushing department, Tornadoes carried the ball 19 times for 152 yards. Pilarski, 10 carries out of those, 19 for 134 yards of the 152. So he's having an outstanding night. Lashinsky, 3 for 14. Matsur, 3 for 7. First down department, we have 12. In the passing department, 6 of 10 for 91 yards. And again, you can see how accurate Dave is passing the ball, especially out in the flats. And he's giving, he's getting a little bit of time. Now remember, those passes that were dropped were more towards the end of the halftime there, when we were just trying to get it down into the end zone. Medalis 3 for 41, Matsura 2 for 35, and Wargo 1 for 15. Panther Valley 14 carries for 21 yards. In the passing department, 6 of 10 for 63 yards with 6 first downs.
Baklovic gets it kicked off for us. He goes down there. We got Hajnowski with the ball, and he's going to cross over the 30-yard line and be brought down by number 3, Chris Parambo, right at the 30-yard line, where Mount Carmel will take over 1st and 10 for the start of this second half of play. So the stats pretty well bear out what we had seen. Panthers had a spurt right at the end where they scored the 6 points, but other than that, have been pretty much stymied offensively. The Red Tornadoes have moved the ball almost at will in the first half.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Pilarski is having a very, very good night. 132 yards out of the 152, so, he's touching the ball, though. They gave him the ball 14 times.
Hajnowski this time, Pilarski breaks through one guy, and he won't come down. Lynn finally drags him down, but Pilarski all the way in the Panther territory, down at the 34-yard line. What a run by Pilarski.
Great run. The quarterback, or the free safety there, number 12, had grabbed him about 15 yards downfield by the jersey, and you could see Pilarski just dragging him and continued to pull away from him, picked up an extra 15 yards. Beautiful run there by Pilarski, but again, you take a look at that interior line, just opening up some nice holes now for the running backs.
35-yard gain on the play for Pilarski, and he's going to now threaten that 200 mark before this game's over, it looks like. Again, Pilarski's got a lot of running room. He's on the ball again, and he takes it down to about the 24-yard line. Very close to the first down. We'll see where they set it down. They're going to look across the field because he's right at the marker, and they don't have to. It's a 1st down and 10 for the Tornadoes, and Pilarski came out with a head of steam to start this second half of play.
And that's, you put that little head of steam into Pilarski along with all the quickness and everything else that he has, and that's what he's doing. He's blowing right up through the hole that's being open there and picking up that initial yardage.
Right up the middle we go, that time with the fullback. Lashinsky picks up about 2 on a play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 8 for the Tornadoes. All about the 23-yard line of the Panthers.
Medalis comes out, gets a little bit of rest. Johnny Dara, number 3, goes in as the wide receiver this time. Now we have Buggy in there as the tight end.
Goes to Pilarski again. He's got plenty of room to run. And Pilarski's going to take it inside the 5-yard line down to about the 3, where it's 1st and goal, Red Tornadoes.
And that's what Pilarski needs to do.
Here's the replay, Wayne. Take a look at this hole, and then take a look at the cut he makes there. And here he comes right at you now. And he's got a head of steam on him. He just plows over the back down to the 3-yard line.
I mean, he just shows that quickness into the hole. You have Lashinsky kicking the end out, and what Pilarski did, what Jared did, was cut right up behind Mikey Lashinsky, number 45.
Pilarski on the play. Pilarski's going to carry the ball, and he's going to get down to about the 1. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 1, as Pilarski just couldn't get it over the goal line there.
No, reaching out, he tried to reach the ball over the plane there to break the plane for a touchdown, but of course the referee, the umpire, standing right there and pulled it back onto the 1-yard line.
This time we line up in that full backfield with Greco in the backfield now, the big number 87. He's going to follow him in there. And in between Lashinsky and Greco, there was just a giant hole opened up there for Pilarski, and he scores the touchdown at the 9:13 mark here of the 3rd quarter. It's Mount Carmel area 25 and the Panthers 6, with Whitecamp in to attempt the extra point. And I don't know for this angle you're going to see, you won't just see how big that hole was, but I mean, take a look at where we are in the end zone there. This
There
time he
you
kicks
go.
it up nicely, and it's good. Pushes Mount Carmel out to a 26-6 lead now. And they came out firing on all cylinders here in the third period.
You take a look on that play, on that touchdown. The left side, Nick Cuff, and Swank just plowed everybody from the left side to the right side. And then he had Greco in there pushing in on top of them. And it just seemed like the whole mass just moved to one side when Greco got there. And you had Lashinsky kicking through as the lead blocker. And there was just, Pilarski just walked in at that point.
So Whitecamp's going to tee it off and kick off to the Panthers. Any momentum the Panthers had going into the half as they scored the last touchdown of the half has pretty much been dissipated here by the Red Tornadoes as they just jammed the ball down their throat on this march down the field for the touchdown. So Stefanik and Kohler are back deep for the Panthers as Whitecamp now is going to boot it down there. And he gets a nice kick, takes it down to about the 12-yard line where Stefanik fumbles it, picks it back up, and he's going to be brought down real quick down there now by number 45, Lashinsky. And the Panthers will start 1st and 10 now from their 28-yard line, I guess it is. As I wait to see where he ends up at here. There you see him bobbling around there. He just gets by number 30, but there you're going to see there's Lashinsky with a sure tackle. Damian Chicatano also helping out there, as you can tell in the replay. And here comes Lynn, 1st and 10 now for the Panthers, their first possession here in the second half. Puts Parambo in motion. He's going to hand it to Kohler, and Kohler's going to try to get around the end, and I don't see that happening, and it doesn't. Dara, number 3, making a tackle, and Greco just making sure that he gets as deep into the dirt as he can.
Brown was right there. I mean, he was actually chasing the halfback after the halfback got the handoff and just about made the tackle in the backfield. Number 32 here playing the corner position, right corner position is number 32, Ben Hynoski, is in. It looks like, I guess, Jared, we're giving Jared a little bit of rest after some of that great running that he did in that first series.
It's a loss of a yard on that play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 11 for the Panthers as Kohler just could not get around the corner. And again, their running game has been pretty much misfiring the entire evening. Now Carmel, a lot of movement on the defensive line there. With Kohler in motion, he's back to pass. And Greco's all over him.
Cuff is all over him.
And all Greco did was push him in the cuff, and Cuff nailed him.
Boy, you see some aggressive play out there by the two defensive ends.
Watch the replay coming. You'll see where they come in at.
And Greco will be coming in from the opposite side there.
He just misses them, and then Cuff finishes them off. He got back to about the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 now for the Panthers. And that's tough to get around those two big ends. They're two big ends when they come at you. Lynn's going to go back to pass, and he's looking downfield now. He's got number 8 downfield, and that was Krisak. Number 32 for the Red Tornadoes, Hynoski, all over Krisak, and they couldn't complete the pass. Good defensive play by Hynoski. And the Panthers are going to be forced to punt. And take a look, you'll see, as Lynn sets up, this is a quick pass. He's not trying to waste any time back there. He sends it in the air, and there, take a look at position there that you see Hynoski. And the only thing he didn't do was turn around,
right.
And he needs to do that.
But
he was in perfect position.
Yeah, the ball was thrown short, though. But Hynoski, in fact, they tried to get the mismatch on Hynoski there, 1-on-1, and they did that by flooding the zone.
Stefanik, and that's a nice kick. It's going to go down to Leonovich, and he's heading up the sideline. Take a look at that move there. Leonovich down along the sideline. Then he decides, I'll just try to kill this guy as I get to the end there. So the punter down there, Stefanik, has to make the stop. Mount Carmel area now takes the ball on that return by Leonovich deep in the Panther territory once again. Here's the replay, and you can see as he knew right away where he was heading. And you can see the Red Tornadoes setting up that picket line there. And he takes it down to about the 26-yard line of the Panthers. Here's the hit. Look at the hit he gave the kicker. That's the fullback that he ran into there. So weren't taking any prisoners there, were we? Shinsky looking around, under a lot of pressure. He drops the ball. Ball still in the ground. It's going to be covered by Lashinsky. But the ball knocked out of his hands there as he was under a lot of pressure.
Some good foot movement by Dave Shinsky. He had 3 guys come in on him and, trying to make the tackle. And some good foot movement, moved him out. It was the second man that reached back up inside and hit the ball out of his hands as Dave was trying to make the play.
Here you see, there it is. There's the ball hitting the ground. Now it's going to bounce around a little bit. Now he tries to grab him and stop him. We still can't get a hold of the ball, and there's Lashinsky. Heads up ball by Lashinsky as he dives on the loose ball. It'll bring up a second down and about 13 on the loss there. This time we go to Pilarski, who we're pretty sure about. He can gain yardage pretty much at will here. And he's going to take it down to about the 25-yard line. It'll bring up a third down and probably about 9.
Just past the original line of scrimmage again. Some good blocking on the left-hand side. Good lead block by Mike Lashinsky. On the left-hand side, we have number 79, John Skinner, sophomore, number 69, Nick Cuff, and of course 45, the lead blocking fullback, Mike Lashinsky.
We send Matsura into the lineup now. You got Medalis all the way out here to the right. In fact, he's the only one out, and we're going to hand it to Matsura on that slash play, and Matsura's going to take it inside the 25 down to about the 21-yard line. He's stopped by number 22, Joe Oliver of the Panthers, and it's going to bring up 4th down now and about 6.
And, you try to watch that play, and it's a very, very quick play, a quick handoff. We have motion coming back to the right, and we have Matsura cutting back up very quickly. It's not a delayed type handoff where we're trying to fake everybody out in a direction, a misdirection play. It's just that we're moving and Matsura is coming back for the handoff in the opposite direction.
So now we put Matsura and Medalis wide right here for Shinsky. And he's back to pass. He's looking on a 4th down play. And he had Medalis on the 4th down play, but Lynn, the quarterback, also playing that safety position, made a nice defensive play to break the ball up. And Mount Carmel area will turn the ball over on downs here after the great run back by Leonovich, unable to capitalize on it. And the Panthers will take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Some new numbers going in at number 71, Marshall Merarkey going in at the tackle position.
Jasenchak is back in that defensive lineup for the Red Tornadoes. Of course, as I said earlier, obviously an all-state candidate there at linebacker. And he's back loaded for bear there. Lynn brings him up. And Lynn's going to give it to, he's going to pass it or try. And that's not going to happen. Number 56 on the play.
Eric Beaver.
That's Beaver, yep.
Yep, Beaver's in. He's playing in.
And Beaver, and I believe we had Buggy on that play too.
Yeah, Beaver's in on the nose guard position for Brown. He goes in the very first play, and he's in making tackles.
Yeah, nice play by Beaver that time. Reacted well to it. I'm not sure if that was ever going to be a pass play. He looked like it, but he had everybody in front of him. So it may have just been a sweep in the end, but it went nowhere. It's 2nd down and 9, and that wasn't even a gain of a yard. Split backfield, and everybody split out to his left now. And he's back to pass for sure this time. Cuff giving him a lot of pressure. He throws it downfield, and it was a poor pass. He threw it to nobody. Flag down, and that's going to be holding in that Panther Valley line.
There are about 4 Mount Carmel defenders down there.
Here you see the replay, Wayne. Take a look at.
Yeah.
You'll see the pressure he's under, and Cuff's going to come into your screen. There he is, and he's the one with the pressure. And as he throws the ball, he turned him a little bit. When you see downfield there, if you can see what happens where the ball lands, notice there's not a black shirt anywhere where the ball hit. He was nowhere near his intended receiver, which was Krisak. So the holding penalty, a big negative play against the Panthers. It's going to bring up a 2nd down, and now it's going to bring up 2nd down and about 19. More than 19.
22?
Yeah. 22. And I've lost a yard marker when I get that far down there. So an obvious pass play now, and there Lynn goes back to pass. He's looking down there for number 17. He couldn't get it out to him. John Marr, well covered down there by Dara, I believe, number three. And 41, that's Leonovich.
And it was just a timing play. He had, again, a lot of pressure from the defensive line, but the quarterback just stepped back and threw the ball and hoping the receiver would make the cut in time and just about had it. It was just over his fingertips. Good coverage, though, by Leonovich and Dara on that right side.
Well, it's 3rd and 22. The Panthers have the ball on their own 7-yard line. Not the greatest place to have a 3rd and 22 at, if there's any good place to have it at. They're going to come out. They're going to come out trips left. They've got 3 receivers out to the left side, 1 guy in the backfield, and he's going to hand it off to Stefanik, the fullback, which is going nowhere. I believe he fumbled the ball, and we'll see.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds, but it did push him back a little bit yet. So down around the 5-yard line, and the Panthers will be punting from that 5-yard line now as Stefanik, number 28, comes in. The fullback will step back and do the punting chores. We'll send back Wargo and Leonovich. And this is going to be a short field right now as they're both going back to about the 35-yard line of the Panthers. Almost over his head and almost blocked by Greco. A lot of pressure on him. The ball's going to land down right at the 34-yard line where the Panthers down it, but good pressure by Greco, big number 87, and that caused that punt to be even shorter than it should have been. And the Red Tornadoes take over in great field position. 3 minutes and 7 seconds remaining now in the 3rd quarter of play. Mount Carmel out ahead, 26-6.
Some good play by Greco, defensive end position. He's coming in here, into a new system altogether and trying to learn the plays, both offense and defense. And I'll tell you what, he's shown himself to be a good athlete here by stepping up into the 2nd game already.
Lashinsky on the quick opener. Pick up about 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Maurer on the stop for the Panthers, number 17. Dara into the ball game for the Red Tornadoes here. As Shinsky brings them up.
Ben Hynoski back in the tailback position now.
And Hynoski gets the call, and he keeps churning. He's going to get it down to about the 31-yard line. Pick up a 2 on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 for the Red Tornadoes. Now Carmel area much more deliberate here in the second half as they've got a pretty good lead and they had their way in the first series against the Panthers. So a 3rd and 8 now, and we'll see what Coach Brennan wants to call on this play. He keeps Hynoski in the backfield along with Lashinsky, and he's got Wargo in the slot. And he pitches it back to Hynoski. He's got the whole world moving over there. Hynoski makes the cut and makes the run. And he's going to take it down very close, if not at the 1st down. We'll see the replay coming up here as he made the turn. We'll watch and see, but there it is. He got the 1st down, an 8-yard pickup for Hynoski.
Here, take a look at the blockers in front of Hynoski here at this point.
Here it comes right at you now. You'll see him, and he makes a nice move there, and that move actually takes him down and pick up the 1st down. So Hynoski had a nice 8-yard run to keep this drive rolling. And Kovaleski in the backfield now. Yep. Kovaleski carries.
Look at that. I'll tell you what, Kovaleski, I was impressed last year with the way that Kovaleski had carried the ball. Very strong. He was coming in young, too. I think he was only a sophomore at that point.
Here's Kovaleski coming right at you now. Look at the hole. Look at the hole.
And he's showing also a lot of speed. You know, that quick burst up through the hole, and that's exactly what these guys they need. They have to learn that.
5-yard pickup that time. This time Lashinsky bulls ahead. He takes the ball down to about the 15. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2.
And Mike looks very good in that fullback position. And when he's carrying the ball, you have to realize he has no lead blocker in front of him. He's hoping that everybody on the line picks up their blocking assignments to open up a hole for him, because he has no safety valve to block the line back if someone is missed or blitzing, corner man. So he's out there on his own when he's carrying that ball. Leonovich in the fullback position.
And Leonovich gets the call, and I believe he's going to pick up the first down. We'll see where they place it down, but I think he picked it up, and he does. There's the signal. 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes, and the ball about the 13-yard line of the Panthers, as the Red Tornadoes now again threatening with 4 seconds, 3. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the third quarter of play here in Lansford, with the score Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes 26 and the Panthers of Panther Valley 6. And we take a minute here between the breaks to remind you that this is WKMC TV, the broadcast arm of Mount Carmel Area High School, broadcasting directly from the campus at Mount Carmel Area High School. We are an instructional fixed television program, and you are seeing us every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, courtesy of the Service Electric Cable System on their channel 13. And remember, Mount Carmel Area is live, and I forgot to tell you that they are live, but they're not live yet. They're live next week, so forgive me on that one. Those of you who got up at 7:30 and didn't see it, you know where I live, and I expect to be beaten up for it. But they're live next week, as Dave McPhee told me at halftime. So I got my plug in a little earlier there, but you want to be sure and catch them starting next week, every school day. See a rundown of the news, that everything that's happening in the district, upcoming sporting events and academic events that are occurring. So if you're interested, you want to definitely check them out. And again, every Wednesday night, you're going to catch us. And every Thursday night, you can catch members of the team, coaching staff, and some great guests and people that come down to the Supper Club, 615 Matucci's back room. We have a great time. Club dues are $5. You can come and pay the dues if you want, not eat. It's up to you. Nobody comes and not eats at Matucci's.
Yeah, that's true.
But you can do that. It's $5 a night, $7 for the meal. For $12, it's about as good entertainment as you're ever going to get. So you don't want to pass that up. You get a chance. You don't have to come every week. You can come 2 weeks. You can come every week, 5 weeks. I don't care. Nobody cares. Whenever you get a chance and you got a free moment on Thursday night, get your butt down to Matucci's, meet these kids, and you'll find out what an enjoyable evening it really is. 1st and 10 from the 12. As Shinsky drops back, a lot of protection. And this time he's got Leonovich, and Leonovich caught it. My goodness, did he get up in the air?
27.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wargo, Timmy Wargo.
My goodness, 27.
Yep.
Wargo on the catch, and there you have a great play by number 27, Timmy Wargo. He's a sophomore, 6'1", 190-pound wide receiver for the Red Tornadoes, and he pushes the score now to 32-6 in favor of the Tornadoes as Whitecamp comes in. That was a nice catch by Wargo.
It was a nice throw by Dave. Dave had to just loft that out there because Wargo was losing some ground towards the end of the end zone.
And it's good, and Whitecamp now kicking with a lot of authority again, Wayne.
Well, that's it. It all comes down to your confidence level. We get into last week's game, and he's kicking very well. Now all of a sudden, you have a little bit of difficulty on that the extra point, the first one, and now you start thinking, you start talking to yourself. Don't forget that Whitecamp hasn't done this. He's a senior, and this is the first time that he has put on a football uniform. The Whitecamps are definitely noted for their soccer. The older brother graduated not too long ago, I think 2-3 years ago. And if I'm not mistaken, they used to go to summer camp over in Germany or over in Europe someplace for soccer. So, this is the first, and it is different. It's not the same. It's not a round ball. It's not set in one position. When he's kicking it, remember that Dave is putting it down on the tee for him.
And, of course, in soccer, there's no one that's absolutely trying to kill you either.
Well, that's true.
So Whitecamp tees it off there. He takes it down to about the 20-yard line where it's dropped. It's going to be brought up the field there by, I believe, number 21 for the Panthers, and that's Justin Jakowicz. And he's brought down just over the 25-yard line to 26. Here you see him drop the ball now, and there Jakowicz goes back for it. Take a look. Was it Hajnowski on the hit there? Or
Hajnowski was in there. Damian Chicatano, number 26, Ray Kraniak was in on that tackle, made the initial hit.
There you see him coming off the pile there. So the Panthers have it 1st and 10 from their 26-yard line, trailing now big 33-6 here. Lynn's going to pitch it to pitches it to Kohler, and Greco was all over the play. My goodness, how quickly Greco got in on that play. And the big lad, that's it.
You talk about quick feet when a pitch out is designed to get you around a defensive end, and Greco stopped him dead in his tracks and turned him around the opposite direction.
That's exactly right. The pitch out is designed to do that. He loses a yard in the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 11, but they pitch the ball out so they can get outside containment, and Greco's standing there looking at him. Quick handoff there, and he hands it off to Kohler, and Kohler is buried. I mean, he's just buried. Let's see who got off the line there. I believe that's Brown. It is. Brown just nails him at the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd down and 11. No gain whatsoever for Kohler on that play. And a passing situation now for the Panthers.
Number 48, Pete Kulik comes in.
So the Panthers line up. Initially a little bit of confusion there as they try to get their backs settled in there. He's got wide right and left now. And he is going to go back to pass, and Greco is all over him. It was a screen pass, but it was rushed by Greco. And let's see as he turns around here. Number 63 for the Red Tornadoes, Bagashinsky, completely levels the ball carrier as he caught the pass in the backfield. It'll bring up 4th down now and about 4th down and about 20 for the Panthers as they go into a punting situation. And Stefanik will be back there to punt, and he's punting at about his 2-yard line.
Number 58, Steve Polifkin playing the defensive end position.
It's a nice kick. It's going to go to Leonovich, and he takes it on the fly. He heads for his picket line, and he's got one. One guy there, and he gets him down, but not before he goes inside the 20 down to about the 17-yard line. Leonovich just leveled him. Number 3 there, Parambo, was the guy that made the hit, and he took a horrible hit from Leonovich as he did it. Here you see it.
It's number 87. Take a look at Greco leading this play, and Greco had to make a choice. There were 2 people that Greco had to take out, and of course he took the lead blocker, and there the second man comes in and makes the tackle. But 2 vicious hits, one by Leonovich and one by Greco.
Well, you see the ball carriers here for the Red Tornadoes show you really something. When they're pinned, they're lowering that shoulder, and they're just nailing the defensive back. So and we've seen that from every one of them here tonight. Hynoski on the play. Hynoski's loose in that defensive backfield down inside the 5-yard line to the 4, where it's going to be 1st and goal for the Red Tornadoes.
Some great blocking on the left-hand side of that line there. Wow.
Take a look at he burst through the line there. Now the referee forces him to make a cut.
That's the 2nd time tonight. Jared was the other one.
Tonight he's done that. Lynn finally brings him down.
Marshall Merarkey playing the left guard. John Skinner, left tackle. Number 87, Rich Greco, tight end.
Give it to Hynoski, and Hynoski battles his way down to about just inside the 2-yard line. And it'll bring up 2nd and goal from the 2. Pick up about 2 yards on the play.
Nick Bierster, number 59, right tackle on the right-hand side. Marshall Merarkey, number 71, playing the guard position. So we're getting some different numbers in there, but even better than that, we're getting some good experience for these younger kids.
Oh, we banged into each other that time, and Shinsky's going to go down as we cross directions in the backfield and mixed the play up a little. It's going to bring up a 3rd down now for the Red Tornadoes, and the ball back about the 7-yard line. So now 3rd and goal from the 7 as we had a little miscommunication in the backfield there. Wargo in there as the fullback right now in front of Hynoski.
Officials timeout. Boy, you see some speed. This is what the track program brings to you, Warren. There's a number of guys down here on this team that are on the 4x100 relay team and the 4x400 relay team, and they're expected to do a lot this year. And you can see the bursts of speed. Pilarski being one, Hynoski another one. There's 4 or 5 guys down there that really can hurt you if they get out in the open.
This time we're going to try a pass play. We loop it into the end zone over there, and it's broken up at the last second down there. Pass play was intended for Medalis, and Stefanik broke it up at the last second. It brings up a 4th down now and 7, and we're going to attempt the field goal, Wayne.
Good, I'm happy. And again, what better way to learn than in true game conditions? And, Whitecamp can definitely, you take a look at what he's doing on kickoffs and everything. He just concentrates and takes his time here a little bit. He'll do fine.
He's kicking from the
14
left hash mark on the 14-yard line as he puts it up there. And wow, he rifled it up there, and he just missed the end of it there. It looked like he had it. He hooked it at the end there. But boy, he kicks with authority.
And that's exactly what he needs, is to kick with that authority
here you see
all the time.
Take a look. Get a better look at the ball this way.
Yep.
Because we're right in back of him as he puts it up and he whacks it, but you can see that it's going to turn. And quite frankly, I think he got it. I'm sorry, but I think he made it, folks. That field goal was good. That's the joy of instant replay, but he blew it on the call. It was a field goal. I'm sorry, that angle was perfect. So we don't get the 3 points, but Whitecamp gets to know that he kicked the field goal one way or the other when he sees the films on Monday. I'm not sure how they missed that. I'm not sure what they were looking at there, but such is life. The Panthers take over 1st and 10. Ball up around the 20-yard line where they begin. And they got a guy loose here down the sideline, and that's Stefanik, the fullback, but Medalis whacks him out of bounds. A big gain, though, all the way down to the Mount Carmel area, 33-yard line where it's 1st and 10 Panthers. You'll see Stefanik break through the line as he cuts back. Here he is. He's the fullback on the play. Gets hit a number of times, but keeps bouncing, and now he's got to the outside. And what you want to watch here at the end is watch Medalis manhandle him.
Medalis is a little mad at this point. They made him run down here. Look at, he's going headhunting. It's exactly what he did, and he was looking for the ball also. He makes the tackle, and he's trying to swat the ball out of the hands.
7:15 remaining here in the 4th quarter of play as Lynn brings them up. Fakes it, and now going to pass. He's looking deep downfield there for number 17, and he's got him. He's covered by Dara, but John Marr on the catch, and he's inside the 5-yard line down at the 3-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. And that was probably the best pass of the night by Lynn. Take a look, all kinds of time finally, and throws a bullet down there. Dara was on top of him, but he didn't have inside coverage, and Marr brings it down. And just like that, the Panthers are challenging inside the 5-yard line. It's 1st and goal from just outside the 2.
Got number 50, Jerry Lepotsky in there. Number 61, Jared Owens.
Lynn will bring him up. Red Tornadoes shift around a little bit there. Puts a man in motion, and he's going to take it himself, and he's in for the score. So at the 6:28 mark of the 4th quarter, the Panthers draw a little bit of blood and bring it within 33-12. And we'll see if they're going to kick or they fire that cannon off, wherever the heck that thing is. Shakes all the windows in the lower half of Lansford every time it goes off. Thankfully, it has not gone off much. Here's the replay of the quarter. You see he just moved to his left and snuck into the end zone. So Vaklovic, number 66, is going to attempt the extra point. This one looks a lot better than the last one. He actually made it this time. So it'll be 33-13 at the 6:28 mark of this ball game here in Lansford, here in a beautiful nightfall in the Panther Valley.
You know, I'll tell you what, it's great. In that whole series, Warren, Coach had put in a whole new interior defensive line there of all younger players. I mean, even names that we haven't seen up to this point yet. Steve Polifka, number 58, he was in a little bit. Jerry Lepotsky, I told you, number 50 was in. Trying to look here. I don't know if I thought I had seen Geary in at one point.
All right, Voklevic, big number 66 there, is going to tee it up. And it looks like when Mount Carmel area takes the ball over, we may see a new quarterback. I'm not sure, but we got one warming up at least.
And that is
number 10 down there. That's Mike Cisnowski.
Mike is only a sophomore, 5'11".
Well, now it looks like we're ready to go. There's a little bit of fooling around. Voklevic whacks it down the middle. It's going to be taken by Wargo. And he picks it up with a head of steam, and he's rolling, and he is rolling, and he's still rolling, and he gets tripped up right at the 45-yard line. Number 5, John Kohler, the tailback, makes a game-saving shoelace tackle on Wargo, as Wargo makes a great return and puts the tornadoes back in to Panther territory at the 45-yard line, 44-yard line.
Take a look at that. Four blockers right there in front of him, down 15 yards downfield. And Wargo just picked his lane there a little bit, looked for the open space, and just cut right up through.
So number 3 now at quarterback, John Dara for the Red Tornadoes. And he hands it to Hynoski, and Hynoski scoots around the right side there, and he's going to pick up about 8 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 2 for the Red Tornadoes.
Oh, here's a whole new crew. Everybody's coming in now.
Big hand for the Red Tornadoes as they come off the field. 5 minutes and 55 seconds remaining here in the ball game. And as Coach Brennan's customary way of doing things is everybody gets in and plays.
Yep, 72, Jesse Vogler is in, playing the tackle position. 81, Scott Novak.
I think we're on TV. Up the middle. I'll tell you who had the ball. I was busy ogling myself there, but we'll see who carried on that play, and I believe it was Dara, the quarterback. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and no gain on the play. 3rd down and about, actually a little bit of a loss on the play, so it's about a 3rd down and 4. Dara will bring him up. Who's he got in the backfield now?
Chicatano back there. He's taking the wide receiver position. And I think Hynoski's back there.
Okay, Hynoski in pass protection. He's looking downfield. It's going to be intercepted. He was heading down there for number 28, Nate Morgan. But the ball intercepted as it was just tipped. And here you see Darren. It's just a quick shot downfield, and you'll see how close he comes. But Panther Valley player number 18 tipped it up in the air, Polishak. And the Panthers have recovered on the interception and will take over 1st and 10 on their own 28-yard line with 4 minutes and 47 seconds remaining here in the ball game. And there you have a shot of our own crew down there.
Number 35, Robbie Shivelhood, goes in a defensive corner position.
Right up the middle comes number 22, Joe Oliver, as the Panthers have also changed offensive units, and they've put an entire different team in here on offense here as they take over on downs. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10, or I'm sorry, 2nd down and about 6.
Right defensive end, number 55, Dan Evans.
A lot of different guys in and out of the ball game here. We do our best to keep everybody informed as the Panthers come up to the line of scrimmage.
Again, linebacker number 26, Ray Kraniak.
Just gonna fake it to Oliver, and he's gonna keep it himself. So a quarterback keeper. He picked up about 3 yards on the play, maybe 2 yards on the play. We'll see where they probably mark it down at there. It's gonna bring up 3rd down now and 4. As number 3, Parambo, the quarterback. And Parambo is, I believe, he's a junior.
77, Joe Tomkavage.
There was a lot of Parambos in the area up here, you know that? In fact, I worked with Ed Parambo, one of the most famous Lansfordites ever to come out of the town. I don't know if he's a relation or not. And Parambo's in serious trouble, but he gets it off to Oliver. And Oliver makes a nice move there, enough to pick up the first down as he moves the ball up to the 44-yard line of the Panthers, where it's 1st and 10.
Tough play by number 58, Steve Polifka, putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback that time. Quarterback pedaling backwards, or running backwards actually from Steve, and threw a good pass right to the receiver.
See, Oliver made a nice move for the Panthers there. So Parambo brings them up. And I can tell you right now, this Parambo's a better athlete than the one that I work with.
See, you can say stuff like that because you know he's not going to be watching.
He pitched back there, a high one, and he's going to be brought down pretty quickly. Number 48 on the play for the Red Tornado. That's Pete Kulik. Made the initial contact on the play. 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining here in the ball game. And was that big number 65 there going in?
75.
75 or 65? Is that Bob Wills went in there? Yeah, Bob Wills. 75's coming out.
Yeah.
So Bob Wills, 65 in the game.
John Aremic.
You can tell that when you look in the stands that we're on the wrong side of the lights. It's pretty dark in these stands because the lights are all in front of us.
Dave Sebastian, number 34, in at the corner position.
This ball is going to go to Oliver, and Oliver was initially stopped in there by number 31, Damian Chicatano, and finished off in the ball game there. Well, maybe it was Chicatano. Finally did bring him down, too.
Number 89, Jason Pahutsky's in.
Here you see the play. And actually it was Chicatano that did bring him down. He managed to do it all.
37, Ryan Beavers in.
Minute 35 now as the Panthers come up. Parambo gets them set. One guy in the backfield. Everybody split to his left. He's going to hand off to the backfield guy, and I believe that's Oliver still carrying the ball. It is. Oliver gains about a yard on the play. It'll bring up 4th down now. 4th down and a yard.
Good tackle made by the nose guard, number 65, Dan Evans, that time coming through and making an initial hit right at the line of scrimmage.
47, Matt Kufta in the lineup for the Red Tornadoes. 34, Dave Sebastian in that lineup now in the backfield. Parambo's going to bring him up under a minute now to
70,
play.
Sean Paul.
Parambo's going to carry it himself on the final run around the end there. He's going to get up some big yardage. He's going to be brought down on the play by number 7, Jeff Hicks. And a big play for Parambo there, and I believe he got out of bounds. He did. He stops the clock at the 35-second mark for the Red Tornadoes. You can see as he moves around. This kid's pretty quick. Not a real big kid, but he can move. You'll see Hicks bear down on him, and there he is. And Hicks will take him out of bounds, along with number 28 on the play for the Red Tornadoes, Nate Morgan.
Yeah, number 47, Matt Kufta's in there in the corner position.
Parambo's back to pass, and he lets this one fly.
Nice.
Oh, nice play by Bobby Shivelhood.
Yeah.
What a play by Shivelhood, number 35, as he breaks it up in the end zone. 11 seconds now, 2nd down and 10 for the Panthers. Probably one more play left in this ball game.
Robbie Shivel, he stayed step for step with him, and as the ball came down, take a look. Robbie puts his hand up right in between the receiver's hands and knocks the ball down. Nice play.
Very nice. That's picture-perfect defensive play by Shivelhood. Shivelhood back playing that safety position for the Red Tornadoes. Parambo will bring him up for what should be the last play of the game. He looks downfield, there are lots of pressure. He lets it fly and was trying to get it downfield. Wargo was the closest guy covering. He was heading to number 32 there for the Panthers, and that's Joel Parambo. So Chris Parambo tried to hit Joel Parambo, and I told her a lot of Parambos up there. And I was wrong. It only took about 5 seconds, so 6 seconds left in the game. It's 3rd and 10, and we'll see one more shot at the end zone, I guess, from the Parambos.
Number 10, Mike Sosnowski goes in. I guess he's going back to the free safety position.
And he is. So Coach Brennan moves everybody in that back prevent now as Parambo's going to step back and try to loft one more big one. He's got a guy streaking down. Oh! Down a sideline, and Shivelwood once again whacks him as he just touches the ball. 1 second left in the game. There'll be one more play. Watch the hit Shivelwood puts on him as he gets close. Oh, oh yeah. Shivelwood says, how are you doing? So we're going to have one last shot here. He got 3 plays out of one. I said it was the last play. Shows you what I know about offense. And Parambo now looks to the sideline and says, I don't have a clue, and he has to call a timeout.
You said last play 20 seconds ago, and that was five or six plays ago.
I did do that. I admit
know.
it. So with 1 second left, the Panthers call a timeout only because Parambo simply had no idea what play it is they wanted him to run, or whether he had the right personnel in there for that matter. 1 second on the clock exactly. I say exactly because we now have tenths of seconds on every clock, but there's one exactly here. Is Parambo about to take the snap? He does. He drops back, and he's in deep trouble, and he's down. Fumble on a play, still rolling around there. This is one way to end it. 79 takes it up, but that's the end of the ball game, ladies and gentlemen, with the score, Mount Carmel area 33, the Panthers of Panther Valley 13. And Wayne, certainly a better end to the ball game. Here you see the replay of that last play as ball bounced all over the place before it finally ended. But game ends on a much nicer note for Mount Carmel area than it did last week. And of course, Coach Brennan's got to be happy. One, he saw things he didn't see last week. He saw a team come out, play tough, pop people, hit people. That's what he wasn't seeing a lot of last week. I think he saw confidence a little bit both in his quarterback, showed a lot of confidence this week. Pilarski ran all over the field. I'm not going to be able to see Jose right now, but I'd love to know if he went over 200 yards, and I think he may have.
I think he did in the third quarter, in the third period there.
And then was taken out of the game as Mount Carmel played everybody. But a nice game all around. Coach Brennan had talked last night at Supper Club and said, you know, one of the things you want to do after a loss like that is come back, stay with the basics, get everybody on the same page again, do all the right stuff, you know, have a strong running game. And I think he saw and did all the things that he wanted to tonight. I think he's got to be pretty happy about the way they played.
Well, I think the line came out, especially right at the kickoff there. Defensively, we came out and stopped the Panthers. And from there, we take the ball over from the 20-yard line, or the 23-yard line. I think we drove all the way down the field, and at that point in time, we did score.
I don't know if we're going to try to wrap up our usual way, but we're probably...
I don't know why we just don't wrap up like we normally do.
We're in the stand, and if he gets the camera on me, he's going to see, like, the top of my area. We're a little too close up for this close-up. But right. A big game here tonight at Lansford. Tornadoes are happy back on track again. Of course, they look down the road immediately, and who do you see? But the Tigers of Southern Columbia area, they'll be meeting us at the Silver Bowl next week, Wayne.
That's right. And again, this is a game that everybody looked forward to for the last 10 years. And finally it's here. And, you know, it's turned into one of those rivalry games like the Schmilk and Mount Carmel game. You know, it's just two great teams, two great programs getting together, putting it on the field, and seeing who comes out the winner in the last 4 years that we played. And again, you know, we're back down at the Silver Bowl again, which gives us a little bit of advantage this time coming through.
Well, you'll definitely see the game, even from tonight, stepped up a little bit, that's for sure. The intensity level is going to get turned up high for the Tigers. And certainly they come in, you know, loaded for bear every year, and they come into the Silver Bowl. Their lone win in this series was in the Silver Bowl.
That's right. So
it's not like they can't play there. So we expect a big game and a great game on a Friday night, next Friday night. Well, actually 2 days from now. This is the Wednesday you're seeing us, which I forget that time lapse again. But 2 days from now, the Tigers will invade. We'll be there. I said we didn't lose anybody tonight. There was nobody. It looked like nobody got hurt, so we came out healthy. We came out with a confidence builder. We're back on the right track. We're 1-1 now. and we got the whole rest of the season ahead of us. So until Friday, I'm Warren Altamar.
Hey, Wayne Brokenshire.
Good night and take care.